My name is Daniel Niemann, and I go to Paul Duke STEM High School. My favorite subject, it would either be physics or computer science, because I really like coding. I just got exposed to it last year and this year, and I just started learning the basics of Java, and it just really hit me and struck me like, oh, this is kind of fun. I mean, I kind of got it from my dad, who's a computer scientist and engineer for a Fortune 500 company, but he kind of like put that into me as a kid, and I kind of got into computers and I started building my own computers. But those types of classes, those engineering classes, are just my favorite type because they just like they interact with me and they just make me feel like just alive. Well, the Mercer cybersecurity program was joint taught by a Mercer professor and FBI agents who came in every couple of weeks to help us understand concepts about cybersecurity, about just forensics, ethics, computer basics, a lot of other stuff. This was only open to Paul Duke students, and me and about 11 of my friends, they went and they took part in this amazing program which taught us a lot about a college, about what our life could be like. The FBI agents opened us to a career path that we could potentially have. Cybersecurity was it was really cool. I'm not as interested in cybersecurity personally as much as I am computer engineering, but cybersecurity really just opened my eyes to what the entire industry of computers and of technology is like. And having exposure to FBI cases and actual FBI agents who work with this stuff to stop criminals was really, really interesting, and it gave me a different perspective on the technological world of today. I've been accepted to Georgia Tech, and I'm going there in the fall, and I'm going to study computer engineering. I actually have a specific dream job, and it is to work for a company called AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, and they are a microprocessor company based out of America who when I got into computers, I just loved their interaction with the community around them and the customer support they had. And they are pushing the boundaries of microprocessor technology throughout, like just not the lithography of processors, but throughout like how faster we can push processors and how much we can do with processors. And I just love just the sciences behind these microprocessors and how like they're built and all the very complicated technologies that they have in them. It's really fascinating to me, and AMD would be my dream job. But the one thing I wake up for every day and I look forward to for the week, which it got canceled due to COVID-19, was I go and help kids every Wednesday down in Clarkston with this organization called Friends of Refugees, and these refugees kids who they are literally the joy of my life. They made me feel like I've never felt ever before. They are amazing, and I've seen I've heard about what they've gone through, and I don't understand how they could have this much joy. But I always go down there and I help tutor them on maths and sciences and English, and they just come across me. They make me feel amazing, and they make me feel joyful because of their attitude towards life. The most difficult part of the school shutdown would be the social interaction, because I don't get to see my friends, I don't get to see my teachers, I don't get to see my grandfather he's at a care home, and usually we go visit him every week or so, but we have to go look at him through a window, and it hurts me because I can't give him a hug. It's just the people that really bring this world together, and it brings me and all of my friends, just makes us like have a fun time. It makes it better. Having to speak over the internet and technologies like Zoom and Discord, it's just not the same as being with everybody else in real life. It's much more different, and it just doesn't feel right. I have really thought about everything I've taken for granted. I've thought about everything that I thought was going to happen every day. Like I would wake up at 6 in the morning, get ready, and go to school. I took that for granted. I took for granted that I would have a breakfast, I would go up, I would drive to school, and I would go and see some of my friends, take my classes, and be engaged. Now it's much difficult. It's even challenging to even see my girlfriend, which it's kind of difficult for me and for other people who are in relationships. It's also difficult for friends who maybe haven't seen each other in months on end, and they're just dying to just hang out. And it's difficult for them. I think it's changed me I have really started to think and contemplate what my next step in my career is going to be. I've been thinking about what Georgia Tech is going to be like, what job opportunities I may have, how hard I'm going to have to work, all of the financial aspects of college. It's it's brought me to the point where I have really started reconsidering a huge life change, and it's kind of awoken me in a sense. I would have to say my proudest accomplishment is learning the ins and outs of building a PC. I did not know anything about computers in 2018. I had no idea what a processor or a graphics card was. You could ask me and I would just go blank. I went and took the time and knowledge, and I learned as much as I possibly could about computers and about how they're built, what they can do, and I went and built my own. I worked for months on end, reffing soccer games, to save up to build this really nice computer. But it wasn't the end product that's my greatest or most proudest accomplishment. It was probably the journey, because I talked to a lot of different people. I got exposed to a lot of different technologies. I gained some really strong friendships from that, from people who I could converse with and talk about like computers, because they had the same interest as me. So it really just wasn't the PC that wasn't it. It was the journey. It was what I learned. I want people to understand about the class of 2020 that all of us are hardworking. This entire pandemic has changed us completely. It has thrown everything we've known out the window. It has given everybody just a huge task to undertake, and not having a physical graduation ceremony and not being able to have graduation parties and be able to celebrate these last 12, 13 years of your education, it's difficult. But I think the class of 2020 has overcome these challenges, and it should be considered one of the strongest classes because of this pandemic and because of the stuff we've gone through and because of all the new things we've had to undertake, which is going to be online classes, or it's going to be Zoom calls, or it's going to be having all of this work that's on top of us, AP classes online, AP tests that are online. It's difficult, and having to deal with this with only a couple of family members and all of the stress with only maybe a Zoom call with the teacher, it's hard not being able to have that personal person-to-person conversation. So the class of 2020 is really a great graduation class.